Good morning, student. Myself, Manoj Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, Government College of Engineering, Sengipati, Tanjavur. Our subject name is Database Management System. Today we are going to discuss the topic name is Database System Architecture. Here we are going to discuss about what is a database and what is the system architecture of database. Here we are going to see about database system architecture. This is the database system architecture, otherwise called as a system structure. Here it is classified, divided into three categories. One is user categories, other one is query processor, storage manager, the final one is disk storage. In users are categorized into naive user, application programmer, sophisticated user, then database admin. Database admin role is very important in the database. If you take any organization, whether it may be a TCS or Infosys or Cognizant, the role of the database administrator is very crucial and very important to the database. These are all the users. Then naive user use some application interface to access the program. The application programmer using some application program to write a program for the database. The sophisticated user using some query tools. The database admin using some administrative tool for accessing the database and also controlling the database. Now we are going to discuss about database user. People who work with the database can be categorized as a database user or database admin. So database user and user interface. There are four different types of database system user here. The first one is naive user. Why we are called as a naive user? It means they are unsophisticated user who interact with the system by invoking one of the application program that have been written previously. So naive user is simply called as a end user. Those who are using the application program, it is written by or he can bought from somewhere else. They are called as a end user. They are simply invoking the application program. They are called as a naive user, otherwise called as a end user of the database. For example, a clerk in a university who needs to add a new employee to the department of CSE, he invoked the program is called a new employee. You just the clerk press the in adding the new employee command button, then only it asking the what is the employee name and what is the employee ID, then what is the salary of the employee, or what is the designation of the employee, then finally we can press submit button. These are all the user as called as a naive user. So not only in university, suppose if you are going to a bank for deposit 10,000 rupees in your account, the bank employee ask a cash, then count the cash, then they are invoking some program that is a pre-written. They are invoking some software. Just they are adding 10,000 in your relevant account number. Then they are clicking the submit button. Then after your 10,000 is added to your database in your account. These are all the user coming under the naive user. Those who are using the software is written by some other. They are all called as a naive user. The next, application programmers. So after you completing the BE graduate, you are also the application programmer. Your major role is writing program. That is your major role, writing program for some other user, some other purpose. You are all called as the application programmer or the computer professional who write the application program for the particular purpose. Application programmer can choose from many tools to develop user interface. Here we mentioned tool is nothing but here we can use the PHP program tool or .NET, ASP.NET, so C program, C++, Java, NetBeans. These are all the tools. It supports the application program for writing some program for the particular user purpose or particular organization purpose. Then other user is sophisticated user. The sophisticated user interact with the system without writing any program. Instead, they form their request either using a database query language. They are not writing any program. They are using some query language tool. For example, if you are open the SQL, you can retrieve the data from the student table. Means what you can do, select, you can write the query, select star from student. Just you enter, it display the student records details. So you are the sophisticated user in the SQL. The MySQL is one of the tool is providing the those who are using the MySQL or SQL, normal SQL in our computer science lab, and they are called as a sophisticated user. They are not writing any application program. They are just invoking some database query language tool. They submit each such query to the query processor, whose function is to break down the DML statement into instruction that storage manager can understand. The next is database administrator. I already told he has a control over the entire database. Is called as a database administrator. A person who has a central control over the system is called database administrator. The function of DBA it includes schema definition. What is meant by schema? The overall design of the database is called as a schema. The overall design of a database is called as a schema. For example, you can take the student table. So what are all the field in the student table? Student name, student registered number, student roll number. So what is the community? Whether he or she may be a male or female. So these are all the data is including in the student database. It is defined by schema. The schema is defined by database administrator. A DBA creates the original database schema by executing set of data definition statement in DDL. DDL is nothing but a data definition language. You know what is meant by DDL is nothing but a data definition language. It has a create command, alter, create, alter, drop. These are all the commands in data definition language. What is the purpose of create? You can use the create command. You are going to create the table. The drop command, you can drop some table. The alter command, it helps to alter your existing table. This also comes under the schema definition. The next one is schema and physical organization modification. The database admin carries out changes to the schema and physical organization to reflect the changes needs to the organization. Whenever organization asks the DBA to change something, he will be responsible for change our schema and physical organization. Then next, granting of authorization for data access. Here the users are categorized into the end user, the admin user. The admin user have all the rights for access all the data. The end user accessing here are his own data only. Then suppose in university we are designing some software. Our office staff only can able to access the students details only. So student details, what fees he paid and what is his community, those who are only accessed by the office administrator. In HOD he can access the students mark, such as students mark and students community and whether he is enrolled in a direct second year or regular student. These are all the details is accessed by the head of the department. So granting of authorization or data access is made by granting different types of authorization for the different user. The database admin can regulate which part of the database various user can access. The next role of the database admin is routine maintenance. Examples for database administrator routine maintenance activities are periodically backing up the database. What is the purpose of backing up the database? Suppose some of the failures occurs in the database or in organization, the entire data will be lost. So for avoiding this kind of the losses, the database admin periodically backing up the database either onto the tabs or onto the cloud server or any other remote server, ensuring that enough free disk space is available for the normal operation for the other user, and also monitoring job running on the database and ensuring that performance is not degraded by very expensive tasks submitted by some user. The next components of database management system. In architecture we can see this is a user pods, then one component is query processors, other component is storage manager, the other one is disk storage. Now we are going to discuss about query processor components. In query processor components, it has DDL interpreter. DDL is nothing but data definition language. DML is nothing but a data manipulation language. DDL support create, alter, drop commands. Then DML support insert, update, delete. DDL interpreter is nothing but normally interpreter is nothing but a to translate the language is nothing but an interpreter which interpret DDL statement and records the definition in the data dictionary. The DML compiler which translate DML statement in a query language into an evaluation plan consisting of low level instruction that the query evaluation engine can understand. The next one is query evaluation engine which executes low level instruction generated by the DML compiler. It is nothing but a data manipulation language compiler. The next part is storage manager. Now we are discussed about the query processor. So what is the purpose of DML queries and DDL interpreter and application program object code query evaluation we already discussed. Now we are going to discuss about the parts of the storage manager. It consists of buffer manager, file manager, authorization and integrity manager, then transaction manager. A storage manager. A storage manager is a component of the database system that provides the interface between low-level data stored in a database and application program and queries submitted to the system. The major components of the storage manager is authorization and integrity manager, which tests for the satisfaction of integrity constraints and check the authority of user to access the data. Already we are discussed about authorization. Is integrity is it going to explain the consistent of the data. The next one is transaction manager, which ensure that the database remains in a consistent state despite system failure and the current transaction execution proceed without any conflicting. The major role of the transaction manager is to ensure the database remain consistent whenever the system failure. The file manager responsible of which manages the allocation of space on the disk storage. Then buffer manager, who are the responsible for fetching the data from disk storage into a main memory. Normally buffer means is a temporary storage area and deciding what data cache in the main memory. Then what is meant by data file? Which stores the database itself. The data dictionary, which stores the metadata. Here you listen, what is meant by metadata is nothing but data about data, otherwise called as a information about information, is called as a metadata, which stores metadata about the structures of the database in particular schema of database. The next one is indices, otherwise called as a index. So what is the purpose of index in a book? We can go through the entire book is not possible. Suppose if you want to read about the database system architecture, you just see the index in the front page, then you see the database system architecture, which page is available, then you straightly go to that page. It means it's providing the fast access, which can provide fast access to the data item like index in the textbook. Thank you.